a second. We are going to be live here in just a few moments with our guest this week here on our big broadcast. We want to thank you for joining us here on SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com. And we have got a great guest with us today. He joins us. Dante Diggz is with us. Yes, that Dante Diggz. And he joins us today here on our big program. And as we get all the various stuff, figured out and get it going, you can listen to us on Spotify each and every week. As soon as this program airs on SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com each and every Friday or Saturday, depending on when you hear it, it goes up on Spotify, and then of course it is our videos are all posted to xbiz.tv, BitChute, Rumble, Clout Hub, TikTok, YouTube, all the various places. And of course we have got Dante Diggz with us today, and we are talking to somebody from the porn business, so that means you are listening to Fucking Around with Porn Stars, and we have got a great one with us today. Dante joins us here on our big program, and Dante, welcome to the big broadcast. How are you, sir?
First off, thank you for having me. Thank you, and I'm doing good. I'm great.
I'm doing good. I'm great.
I'm enjoying life right now, I would say.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So Dante Diggz is with us today. He, of course, is absolutely amazing. We have got just amazing things going on with our guest today. And like I mentioned, if you want to find us each and every week over there, SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com. And then, of course, we are on BitChute, Rumble, all the various places, and, of course, xbiz.tv. So Dante is with us, and Dante is with us here on our program, and he is the first ever Red Bottom Productions contract star, which is pretty amazing. Talk to us a little bit about how this came about for you, my man.
I'd like to say I'm going in my 4th year as far as being in the industry, being a model, as a performer and talent. I've been independent my entire time. I'm not gonna lie. I've done my own editing, uploading. I was considered a content creator. And I just felt comfortable just learning everything, every aspect of it. It's kind of like a craft, the business side, the art side, and I've made a lot of, how should I say, connections, networking, going to events. But I met Red Bottom 2 years ago, and I can just say he caught my attention. I was focused on my plan. We kind of just bumped into each other, mutual friends in the industry, and from there we kind of built a rapport. I would say last year, XBiz is when we really started to work together as far as I did an event with them, knocked out a few scenes, and the relationship just kind of grew, and he saw where I was going, what I wanted, and I kind of saw what he wanted, what he has projected for Red Bottom Productions.
That is awesome.
So it's kind of like we just teamed up for a takeover. He's like, hey, I see you're over there. This is what you're doing. I said, I see you over here. This is what you're doing. So, and he was doing, he's diligent, very strategic. We get along very good. I kind of admire him, the way he moves in the industry. That's one thing that caught my attention. So we just move forward. A lot of people have tried to step to me and make offers, but no, it didn't feel right. So this did.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you started out as a content creator.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about into all that.
All right. I am a personal trainer, certified personal trainer.
Ironically, I am in the process of studying to become one of those.
It's nice. It's a nice field. It's a lovely field. You learn a lot about
yes.
the body. And I have no problem motivating people. Just trying to help people improve.
Yeah.
So I was a personal trainer come 2000, I would say 2020, and the pandemic hit. My business was flourishing in South Florida. Um, and yeah, we took two waves, and it impacted my business. And content creation was kind of there for me. It was kind of some signs. I come from the lifestyle.
Ironically, I am in that. I am involved in that as well. In fact, we just got back from hosting a swinger party last evening. So.
Lovely. That's where I'm gonna be honest. That's where I could say multiple places. It was a sign. I seen multiple avenues telling me, hey, it was just throwing content creation in my face. I'm gonna be honest. I gave up the lifestyle for the industry.
Yeah.
To focus and to go full time in. And it's just, I started out as a personal trainer. I was in the lifestyle, so of course I always had the performing abilities I have. It's just that it took certain people to tell me, like, hey, you can get paid for that, and those things are being said at the same time while my business is taking an impact from the pandemic. So it kind of worked itself out. It wasn't an easy road. I started out, yes, as a content creator. Everyone starts off with 0 followers, not known. So I fell into, I'm gonna be honest, I fell into good arms because of my looks, because of what they saw on social media of what I was putting out. And it kind of just, it was a snowball effect. I ended up going to Exotica, actually seeing how the industry, I'd already knew everyone from like watching films, was like to see them and actually involve with them and everything. So that's how I started content creation.
That's awesome.
Just trying to pay the bills, take care of my kids.
So one of the things that I always love about the world of content creation, which I always we do a lot of educating people of how to get this all going, and one of the things that is the most annoying thing to me was the setting up all the various sites, going in. Getting them all put together. My favorite is you got to put your face in the oval thing.
Yeah, scoot closer.
That's right. That's right.
Teaching you from the get-go. You need verification. We need to know how old you are, who you are. Yeah.
All that. We have a girl that we work with. She's been trying to get on OnlyFans for 6 months. And I'm like, it's not that hard. She's got everything else set up.
I've heard that it is. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't want to speak like too much. I have heard from other performers. It's not how it was before.
Yeah.
You need a certain amount of. I've heard you need a certain amount of followers.
Oh wow.
Yeah. OnlyFans. I've heard a lot of people say that they've had a problem getting verified. New creators.
Well,
it's just not one. I've heard it also.
It is a great chat today with Dante Diggz. He joins us live here on our big broadcast, and you are listening to us here on Fucking Around with Porn Stars. And so one of the things that we try to do with these interviews is we try to get to know all you guys and girls. It's not just, hey, I'm talking to the porn guy. Or, hey, I'm talking to the porn girl.
That's all they see.
All that bullshit is all they see. You brought up several things that I want to go back through and look at. For instance, the personal trainer thing. How in the world did you get involved with that? What was the idea behind getting that going for you?
It was a wave around, I would say, 2018, 19, 20. It was very strong. It was a very strong field. It was growing, I should say. It got oversaturated kind of in South Florida, but I've always been athletic. I played football, basketball, ran track, wrestled. I played sports my whole life. I'm kind of energetic, and I'm always in the gym. I continued to work out even after high school, after sports, and it was just my thing. So it was kind of natural for me. But exactly at the moment where I chose to make it how should I say, go a business, actually make an income from it. I became an entrepreneur. That was my first business, LLC, that I started. It felt natural. Like it was the easiest thing for me to do. I thought I was in heaven, because they tell you, if you love what you're making money doing, you're having a good life. So the pandemic came. We all know about that, and I just kind of I put it on the. I'm not gonna lie, content creation made me put it on the back burner.
That's awesome.
I still had clients here and there as I started to be a content creator, but I sat down with certain people. I received certain information. I had a good amount of people that gave me good knowledge, because they saw that I had. I should say they say they saw that I had talents, which now I show, and they kind of saw my determination, and I got good advice, and I was just taught, if you got to give it your all.
Yeah.
If you want to be like them, those guys, like it's easy. Certain people were like, just not certain people, but a group, like, hey, these people over here that never feel their dreams, never give it their all to actually see what they can do. I put everything into this.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We've got Dante Diggz with us today. He joins us here on our big broadcast, and you can find his. You can find him on the Twitter machine, of course. Dante Diggz. That's DanteDiggz, which it sounds exactly like you'd spell it. Dante Diggz with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. So, getting into the lifestyle, how in the world did you end up in the world of swinging, my man?
Growing up in South Florida, I'm gonna sit up for this one. Growing up in South Florida, I grew up down the street from Trapeze.
Okay.
Swinging, the swinger lifestyle, it's more open these days.
Yeah.
The old lifestyle was very secretive. So, of course, I'm not going to lie, I've always been like this as a teenager. Even in the car with my mom, I always heard that, hey, that's a swinging club. No one really knew what swinging was. Everybody was on the outside in. Swinging has just now, like, full-blown been exposed to the world. But I would say 4 or 5 years ago is when I got into the lifestyle, and it was all from the SDC, believe it or not. An ex-girlfriend gave me the website.
That's awesome.
Listen, an ex-girlfriend gave me the website and was like, listen, this will change your life overnight. And it did. She told me, just fill it out, take it seriously. And I did. And I mean, woke up the next morning, all type of messages, party invitations. Just people wanted to I'm not going to say party invitations. It starts off with people just want to meet, to validate you.
Yeah.
Because they were like, are you real? I was like, oh, what do you mean, am I real?
Oh,
but
yeah.
Like, their look, oh, my God, the tattoos. I was like, all right, if you like it, I love it.
You like it, I love it.
Let's meet. And it went from there. I would say I rose pretty fast. I would say I rose pretty fast of notoriety in the lifestyle. But once I got exposed to content creation, I have friends. That's my whole life before I got into this. That was how I spent my weekends, my off time, and it's just not swinging. You know how it is. It's going bowling. We are friends. We actually associate. We may play on the weekends and play more than what most people do, but they were my friends. And I kind of they knew. They saw when I started to get traction. I started to gain numbers. I was taking it seriously. Or going to the parties. I just put my energy into content creation, and I mean, they respected it. I didn't have a problem. They're still my friends. I still associate with some, but I just I literally drowned myself in content creation. So I had to kind of put the swinger lifestyle to the side. It hurt, but hey, put it on camera. You're getting paid for it.
Yeah,
that's what I was told.
So where were you when you started doing the content creation? Where was one of the first places that you started putting content together and uploading it and doing all?
Okay, I'll tell. This is part of my story. while I was trainer,
Yeah.
there was a content creator that put me on her OnlyFans. She was one of my. I could say she was one. I trained her for a short period, but I did more. She wasn't one of my clients in my personal training world. The only reason I worked her out is because she was trying to get me to manage her, and I have no idea. I have no idea of how to manage anyone, whatever. I was just introducing her to people that I knew that through venues, through parties, and she was an Instagram model, so she was like, I want to meet some of these people so that I can host the venues. Um, she put me on her OnlyFans, and yeah, she introduced me to Twitter. She showed me, yeah, you got to go on here. This is where we promote it. She kind of gave me the format of it, and that's how I got introduced to as far as content. Like, well, Twitter. I would say Twitter. You're gonna first put on a promo site, but if you're talking about paid sites,
Yeah.
OnlyFans, mini-vids were my first. But it's just I always put all my time into mini-vids.
Yeah, that seems to be where people, choose to spend their time and all that, because there's OnlyFans and Lover fans and all the fans.
I'm gonna be honest. To make money on OnlyFans, you gotta have some type of following. You got I feel OnlyFans was made for popular people.
Yeah.
They have a large fan base. As content creators, we build it, and it's like starting out from the bottom. But you got some stars that will get on OnlyFans and instantly make $1 million. That's because they're famous.
Yep.
So I never kind of OnlyFans. It was just always too. I don't want to say too much work, but when you compare it to minivids, took off for me. OnlyFans, just took more work than minivids. I still have one. I have a free and VIP OnlyFans, but I get more production out of minivids.
Yep. I seem to know a lot of people that, including myself, who get a lot of traction over there off ManiVids. We have got a great guest with us today. Dante Diggz is with us. He joins us live here on Fucking Around with Porn Stars, of course, on SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com. And you can see the full video of the interview on BitChute, Rumble, Clout Hub, TikTok, YouTube, all the various places, xbiz.tv, all the different spots. And Dante is with us today, and we are basically introducing him to a wider audience, kind of getting to know him. He, of course, is the first ever Red Bottom Productions contract star, and he joins us today here on our big program. So let's talk a little bit about some of your latest projects. You have got a lot of stuff going on out there. Holy smokes.
Okay.
It seems like you got a lot of stuff happening. Talk to me a little bit about some of your latest stuff, because you're just busier than a fruit merchant, my friend.
Yeah, you have to stay busy in this industry. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. You have to make good decisions to stay busy. Make the right decisions, but yeah, you just have to stay busy. You have to keep yourself in the mix. Stay pushing forward. I've done as you know, being signed to Red Bottom. We've done a lot of projects. We just came back from LA. We did a nice full-length major film. Was on set 12 hours, but it felt like nothing. It was just the funnest time. I kind of put my content creation to the side, and I've been focusing more on Red Bottom. We've just been shooting. And I'm gonna give you the shoots in Miami. We did Group Scene, Rebel Rider, Pixie LaRue, Sheem the Dream, Kevin, that Jamaican guy, me, and myself. Matter of fact, I think that's out on Twitter. It's called Anal Royalty. Well, the preview, the release is out on Twitter.
Yeah.
At that same trip in Miami, we did a gangbang with Sub Girl, which that was hot. That was nice. We left Miami, went to LA. We shot the full length film. It was nice. It was a different experience for me. even though I was a content creator, I've been on, how should I say, I've been in a major production setting, shooting for pro-am companies. I was just never signed.
Yeah.
But to come out to Cali and actually do a, how should I say, scripted full-length film, oh yeah, it was hot. It was nice. It was the best experience I've had so far as just seeing the next level in the industry. And not to mention, we just did XBiz. I ran a shoot house during XBiz, knocked out 7 scenes for Red Bottom.
That's awesome.
Names like Lady Lorraine, Pink Infinity, um, Goddess Dolce, and Jay Slammer, Pink Infinity. We all did a group scene. Um, Josie Jackson, of course. I can't forget Josie. Josie Jackson did a collaboration with us. Yeah, so we've just been staying busy, putting out good scenes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got Dante Diggz with us today. He joins us live. He, of course, is with Red Bottom Productions, and he joins us here on our big broadcast. And Red Bottom Productions follows my little porn project, Tough Links too. So I'm glad that I'm glad that you know, I actually have made it onto the radar. So I feel, you know, me and my goddamn sombrero have done something, apparently. So talk to us a little bit about where you see all this stuff going with Red Bottom Productions and all the stuff that you're doing.
Okay. It's crazy. I just had this conversation with one of our videographers. He's been in the industry for over 10 years.
Yeah.
I've had my eyes on this industry in this position for 4 years. Before that, I was kind of just watching porn. Never thought of it being something real, but I paid attention, of course. My 4 years of being in the industry, I haven't seen anyone come in and make the impact Red Bottom did. Like, as far as, and I'm not saying to compare him, saying I know what other companies have going on. I'm saying from my perspective of me being in the industry, someone that I got to sit down, talk, like, what are you planning in the next few months? And he's telling me his strategy. I've just never seen anyone do it. And I've worked with a lot of people, a few pro-am production companies. Yeah, work with many porn stars. I go to events. I'm pretty much in the industry, in the networking part of it. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen anyone come in and just take off the way he did and have an exact plan. It kind of reminded me of how I move in content creation.
Yeah.
Strategic. So it was I kind of saw what he was saying. He wants to be a major porn production company. And I can see it. So the big thing was I've been doing content. I'm going on my 4th year. I've been doing content creation for 3 years. A lot of content creators, they know me. I've had people tell me they look up to me as a male content creator, being consistent, just working hard. And I can understand a lot of people asked and they were curious. They were like, why are you signing? Why are you signing? Because I've always tried to be independent,
Yeah.
Do a lot of the work, you get a lot of the reward, So I have no problem putting in work. But when a lot of people were asking, okay, why did you sign? The way I looked at it and the way I explained it with the company and progression, I look at it as an elevator. I just so happened at the time when I was, like I said, me and him, we had the same kind of projection. I'm a performer. He's a producer, videographer. Yeah. And he came at me and was like, what do I need to do to get you on my camera? So we made arrangements. We discussed what I felt, the direction I was going in as far as owning as much of my content as possible and just working
that's
with
the key.
Put that in there. Yes,
that is the key, baby.
As much, even if there's nothing wrong with shooting pro scenes.
Yep.
Just get up off your ass and do some yourself that you can own and you own the rights to solely. Or even if it's just own some content that's where you will make residuals. That's where you can build. It will help build your brand. If I feel that's what works for me.
And this is gonna. If the proper people hear what I'm about to say, that's going to get me so much fucking heat. But,
Get him.
you know, this whole thing about owning your content, shooting a pro scene and owning your content, like you were saying, Tracy Lords figured that out. So it's like, we got. See, it's best to stay out of the crossfire. It's best to stand on the court. Dante Diggz with us today. He joins us live here on Fucking Around with Porn Stars. Skyhawk, AfterDarkRadio.com. One of the things that we do here, Dante, if you haven't noticed it by now within the last 26 minutes, we have a lot of fun, but we also educate and, you know, get people over and, you know, all the various stuff. So
I love to educate.
So besides all the stuff that you're doing, if you had somebody who was coming into the, you know, as I always like to say, the porn business, and they were trying to do this thing, and they really wanted to do this thing, what are a couple things that you would tell them not to do?
Not to do?
Yeah, because we've talked about we've talked about the other stuff. You know, set up your sites. You know, get your name, do the LLCs. You know, make sure you own some of your stuff. You know, all that stuff. But a lot of times, there's a lot of stuff, and I don't really notice it so much in porn, because for whatever reason, and this is the thing that I've always liked about the porn business, there's no gatekeepers in porn. There's gatekeepers every other fucking industry. Radio, TV, the whole 9 yards. There's not a lot of gatekeepers in porn. So
we kind of do. I think we do.
Okay, well, run that down for me then, my man.
A gatekeeper in porn that's someone most likely that has shot professional porn, that has a very good name with companies, producers, directors. They know the people to know. You know, gatekeepers.
Well, that too.
I feel to get in porn, you either can go through a gatekeeper, which it's not as much. It's not as much. I'm not gonna lie. You're right. It's not as much. You have to go through a model agency. I feel if you're gonna get model agencies, is the best way to actually get into porn, fastest way.
Yeah.
But no, if you find someone, I think there are people out there that can actually introduce you to the right people at events. I've had it told to me. I always felt it would be a right time to do it. I never was anti-pro. I just wanted to be independent, to get my own feel for everything, build my foundation, and then I just wanted to do it where I felt comfortable. Build my name. A few porn legends have told me that. They were like, hey, you're not doing anything wrong. Just build your name, and when you make it there and you rise, they'll see you. Yeah. So I had no problem with that. But I feel we have gatekeepers. There are people that can get you to the fast track or put a phone call into someone that really makes a decision.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the things that you would tell people not to do?
I never really thought. I have like so many things that I'll give to a person that wants to get in the industry.
And see, that's the thing. That's always, you know, like when I educate the swingers and shit, I always tell them about, you know, testing and setting up your sites and making sure you have all the proper paperwork, all that stuff. But there's a lot of times, you know, like with me, I want to be helpful. And like with you want to be helpful.
Yeah.
But then you sit back and you're like, well, what is some of the stuff that I would tell them not to do?
It's a lot, but it's like you have to go down that road. Not just not to do. That's you did it. You asked a question that's like a brain.
That's what we do here, Mr. Dante.
Make these run multiple platforms. Get your promo sites, get your paid sites.
Oh yeah.
As far as keep yourself in shape, keep your testing up, and those are things that I'm telling them to do. But it's hard. I'm thinking like, what I'll tell you not to do, or as a male performer, my advice, they'll never listen. They listen. They hear this and they look at me and they're like, Dante, you're crazy. I have no personal life. I put it all in your work. If you want to, people come up to me and be like, hey man, how can I get my platform like yours? Give up your personal life. Give up the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Stop fucking off camera. Stop wasting your energy. Cause yeah, I know some guys that they can't stop fucking off camera because they're in the lifestyle, but it's like you doing content creation. I'm looking at your content and I can just like you're drained, you can't pop certain things. But don't be late, for one.
Yep.
Not to do, don't be late. Be punctual. Have an open ear and a closed mouth because you're stepping into an industry. I'm gonna just be honest. They do not need you.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. They do not need you. I don't care how you look. I don't care. Yeah, they might be fond of you, but if
they might be fond of you,
they might be fond of how you look, but you piss them off thinking that you're the top prima donna. They will replace your ass like that. I'm just be honest. This is the industry where a lot of people when you say no, someone will say yes.
Yep.
Quick. I mean, you'll be thinking, yeah, I'm Dante Diggz. You just have to be level-headed. Don't let the following get to your head. Stay humble. Stay in the same mind frame that you started with. That humbleness, because it'll keep you leveled. Yeah, don't be a groupie. I mean, I'm not the. This is a. I'm gonna say
don't be a groupie. That's amazing.
Don't be a group. Yeah, don't just latch on to people just because. Like, oh, that's such and such. So I see it like certain people are just hang around people and you try to figure out like what are they doing, what is their purpose, what is, just you have to make decisions in this industry. I would tell people slow down and don't rush. Like, 'cause you really have to make the right decisions.
Yeah.
You could be around the wrong individuals. Guilty by association. This has a lot to do with social media. Our lives are put out there. So if you care anything about your brand, think before you take that step. You don't want to step in shit.
Yep. I hear you on that. We've got Dante Diggz with us today. He joins us live here on Fucking Around with Porn Stars. He, of course, is here talking about all sorts of different things that he's got happening. And so what are some things that you do outside of the porn industry that people either don't know about or that you're, because like I noticed on when I was looking at you on the old Twitter machine, you've got like you're doing like video game stuff and all that.
Yeah, I do stream. I'm a streamer. I stream on Twitch, Kick, TikTok. Yeah, I love Fortnite. I fell in love with it.
I love Fortnite.
I can't help it. Listen. I used to look at my little cousins and I used to give them V-Bucks. They'll ask me, give me V-Bucks. I didn't know what a V-Buck was until about 8 months ago. I started streaming and I picked up just a decent following I was only streaming for like 2.5 months until I started. Lately, I haven't been able to stream because I've been on the road, but I'm getting ready to set my system back up and get back to streaming. I just had to take a certain, how should I say, a hard work run. Red bottom, yeah, we got plans, we strategized, so now we're finna slow down. We had to put in a lot of work, but no, I stream. I love, honestly, my best games. I play Call of Duty, but over Call of Duty, I would say Fortnite and Hogwarts Legacy, Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. I stream those three mostly.
That's awesome. We have got Dante Diggz with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. And he is part of Red Bottom Productions. He is kicking ass and taking names, doing all that fun stuff. And just some of the different people that you have worked with, just going through your Twitter. Holy smokes. I have got to get the inside story on this one video that I seen pop up on your Twitter.
I'm waiting to hear which one it is.
Whose fucking gym did you borrow to shoot that scene in with the chick that you posted on May 11th?
Which page? Oh, okay. Can I'm. You know what? I know all my gym scenes. I know all my scenes.
Something about
what did she have on? Ponytail?
Stretch me out. Is what I see in the Sammy Duchamp? Is that how you pronounce her name?
Yes.
Whose fucking gym did you use? As I'm looking at this, and I'm like, this looks like a commercial gym.
It's coming out. Listen, you're gonna get the truth today. Honestly, I had a friend that stayed near downtown Fort Lauderdale. So this is the content.
All the things happen in Fort Lauderdale lately, apparently.
Apologize.
Don't go to jail in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes. Well, this is the thing, my friend. There was a very slim chance of that because he told me. He said, "Listen, the gym closes at 11 o'clock."
Oh Jesus! Here we go.
Door locks, but it's his apartment complex. But he says the door locks. I said, okay. Me inquiring, I said, do they ever have a problem with someone staying in the gym past the closing time? You know what he told me? No. Cool with security. So, all right, cool. You're going to record. So, when we first got there were people that were sitting in the gym, of course. I'm like, oh, God, I got to beat him out. So, I'm trying to play like I'm working out. I'm a first trainer. I look at it.
Oh,
so I was working out and everything. Everyone left. She arrived right on time. We set up and knocked the scene out. Now, I wouldn't be telling this if it was not an interesting part. It was right on. It was right near Los Olas. So it's like people are walking their dogs. And when he showed me the gym, he didn't show me the side where so the street that it's all glass. I'm like, not just one window or two windows. He's like, he lives in a nice apartment complex, so the entire side was glass. We had a few people walk by with their dogs. Some people actually didn't register it. They walking by, they just like, what? But no, we shot the scene pretty fast. No one really saw any of the sex parts. We were thankful to do that and just got it in, got it out. It wasn't a long scene, but they saw us in there recording in the gym. Like it's a lot of acting as I do the introduction.
Oh yeah.
We did almost a full gym scene. She did squats, leg ups. I had to do everything because she's as you can see.
You might as well use that fucking degree you've got.
Yes, I know all of the positions that are gonna make the ass go in the air. So I was like,
that's right.
Do this position. I got nice, good dialogue out of it. And that's the thing. Most of my films that you see, I actually came up with all the ideas, titles. I do everything myself.
Well, that's awesome.
So I came up with that skit just thinking about making a gym scene.
Well, it is phenomenal. I was scrolling through your Twitter, looking at all your stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, I see this, I see that, and I'm like, holy smokes, that looks like a commercial gym. I'm like, where the motherfuckers film this at?
I'm looking for a gym, and my friend's like, I'm trying to find. I just said it, and he's like, I have a gym.
Of course he did.
Lance, bro, I don't want to. Lance, listen, I'm trying to film in a gym. I have a gym. Like, what the fuck? He's like, a pair. Oh, so I can film your gym? He's like, bro, I have a gym. I was like, all right, let's go. I don't think he was ready for when I was like, you're recording. He was like, huh? I'm like, yeah, you're recording. So here. It makes it faster. We don't have to stop, go hit the stop button. I was like, yeah. I was like, Lance, listen, this is your apartment complex. Yeah. If you want it to be as fast as possible, you're going to record it. So, yeah, it was funny.
So what was that process like, you running him through him being the camera guy? Had he ever done anything like that before? Because there's a certain way to do this. Because, like, when we do our content houses, like up in Kansas City, and all these fucking swingers show up, and then I got lights set up in a couple rooms, and it's me running one camera, and I'm like, and there'll be guys show up, they'll be like, oh, I always love these swinger guys. I don't want to be in the scene, but could I run camera? And I'm always like, yep. And then it's like, then you got to teach these motherfuckers.
Well, I was gonna say, I walk through the door. I have no fucking man camera, be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But I gave him a good tutorial.
Well, that's good. That's good because it shows.
I don't think he's not our type. He's not our type. He's a crypto miner. I'm be honest. He's a crypto. He's a
crypto miner.
He's a crypto miner. Like that's what he does. Lance does crypto. He's on the blockchain. Lance does not. I had to show him. I remember showing him. But now that you say that, it came out nice because I told him, I was like, listen.
Yeah, because you look at this and it's like, holy shit. That's why I was like, holy fuck, whatever the fuck you showed him. Well, that worked.
Lance is probably a horn dog. He watches a lot of porn. Probably that's what I would think. That's
what I would think.
I would have to go with it because Lance has never done anything like that. Lance, he was telling me, I was like, "You're gonna film?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want me to be in there? You're gonna be in there." While she's naked, Lance, calm down.
Calm down.
He was like, "Are you serious? Like you're gonna film it."
Yeah. Let's go.
And it worked out nicely. But yes, Sammy. Yes, Sammy was one of. Honestly, that film was done in 2022.
Wow. Well, that is. So one of the things you were talking about earlier when we first started kind of going through all this was you were talking about how you do all of the. You create the graphics, you do the uploads, you do all these things. Talk to me a little bit about that process because that is a whole nother process. The whole graphics creation and all that.
Titles, just editing itself. 2021, my first shoot house. I did 13 scenes in 4 days. I brought a USB drive. It was 64 gigabyte. I thought I had something, but brought a USB drive, and they were like, "Bro, you have 13 scenes filmed on a camera on a Sony. You got to go get it. You got to just go get 1 terabyte." So I went and got 1 terabyte. I left the scene. Left the shoot house with 13 scenes. When I got home, I just sat there, and I was like, "This is not." Like content off of my phone where I can just put it in iMovie, make a quick cut,
Yep.
I hit up one of the videographers and I was like, "Hey, how do I edit this? What software do you use?" He put me onto the right software. I just started asking questions.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, he gave me a decent price, and he was like, "This is how much I'll edit them for you." But I had 13 of them. So I'm like, wow. Yeah, the price is nice, but times that 13. So I'm like, what? Oh my Lord. Okay, you know what? Can you show me how to do it myself? He was like, "I don't got the time to show you, but Wondershare." All right, cool.
I love Wondershare.
I bought it, and I just took off. I do my own editing. I do my own uploading. That's why in the beginning when you said when people first start running
that uploading
platforms, you got multiple platforms to be a successful content creator.
Yeah, I made the mistake when we first started getting into this crap. I'm like, I want to be everywhere. So I was on every fucking thing you could think of. I was on places that I didn't even know existed. Like we're on this thing. I cannot stand the name of this company. I've even told their marketing people this, but they're all Indian and they're all like, "Oh, we like it." Thick Fap. The TikTok of porn, FicFap. It's a great little resource because I'll tell you, every time I post on that fucking FicFap, we sell a whole bunch of OnlyFans subscriptions. But we're everywhere. We're on Fap House. We're on all these various places. Like I said earlier, Lover fans, OnlyFans, Loyal fans, all the fans.
Have to. All of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have the sites that I run as of now consistently, part of my system.
Yeah.
I've got 2 OnlyFans.
See, that's something that I am part of, and I don't know if you're in there or not, but I got added a few years ago to this super secret Telegram group that's run by this gentleman by the name of Doc Chocolate. We've been nicknamed it the Doc Chocolate Super Secret Telegram group, and there's bitches in there running these fucking 2 OnlyFans. They have the free, and then they have the one you pay for, and I'm like, I'm starting to interview more of you guys and girls that are doing that. What is the secret to that shit?
Okay.
Because it's like, I would think you're giving away stuff on the free one.
No, it's not free. Not free days. That's a lie. That's oxymoron all the way. To all the guys that are listening to this, I'm gonna tell you, the male, the women have all the secrets. They have all the secrets. They have the world. They have also at XBiz. I was at XBiz 2022. I'm sitting listening to a panel. I was just walking around the pool taking pictures at the Sagamore. I'm walking out, and someone just told me to stop, and I just stopped and leaned and listened to the girls that were up there talking, and they were talking strategy, and someone just said it, and she broke down the reason why. Because you have different type of consumers. You have some consumer, and that's the question we asked. We were like, bro, I have the video over here I have it cut in half for 2. I've heard this story before. You can cut a large video in half for 2. They're going to go to the last part, most likely go to the last part, buy that because they're going to go straight to the pop shot. Wait, get curious, go buy the first part. And then guess what? When you post the whole thing,
they'll buy that too.
They feel like they've lost something out. They got to grab the whole thing. You got different type of consumers. They like to. First
time I told some swinger girls about that shit at one of our shoot houses, they looked at me like I had 3 heads, and I said no. I said these motherfuckers do it. I said we'll post the blowjob scene, we'll post the anal scene. We'll post all the scenes, and then at the end, I post the full thing, full 30-minute deal. And I said, I have went into ManiVids, and I've watched motherfuckers show up, and they bought them all. And I'm like, you bought the whole 30-minute scene, but motherfucker, you just bought 5 minutes each a week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, awesome. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing.
Make you a free OnlyFans. The thing is, it's not free. What you want to be free. I'll post a trailer, a non-safe for work teaser before the video releases.
Yeah.
Then I'll probably take like 1 clip, maybe put a little bit of intro, foreplay, cut. And the rest of the 1.5-minute clips that are all locked. See, because that's why they say you don't have any pay-per-view. There's no paywall.
Yeah.
There's no paywall. You get in free, but certain ones are going to be free, certain ones are not. So they still pay, and believe it or not, some people would like to go through and pay $3.
Yep.
Skip the rest of this scene. Of course, you got to give them a description. They get to see like a preview of a picture, thumbnail. Give them description. They'll buy maybe 1 or 2 scenes out of the 3 to 4 I do for a scene, and then last clip I'll make it the actual pop shot. Yeah. They'll pick and choose, just like you said. And then guess what? At the end, I'll say full video available for purchase. And I've had some buy the full video. I'm like, bro, you know what? Never mind. And I do this every week. So it's not like you don't know it's not gonna come eventually. The full video is gonna come at the end. But no, they still buy it. It's part of this is psychology. just studying people and see what
It
the
is.
traits
It is
are. I haven't
amazing.
learned my own.
It is amazing. You know, there's a buddy of mine in Colorado that manages an OnlyFans girl's account, and we went up and seen her for 4th of July last year, and she's like, oh, before we go out to dinner, I gotta schedule these posts on this chick's OnlyFans thing, and I was watching her do all that, and I said, you've only got so much media in there, and she goes, oh yeah, she goes, I'll post the same 30 clips a month. And I just reversed the order. And she goes, these guys never know the difference. And I'm like, holy fuck. And she's like, whenever I feel they've seen the same clip a couple times, I'll call the chick on the phone. And I'm like, hey, send me some new stuff. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
The ones that see it, they know the difference. They just don't care. The second part of OnlyFans platform, you can get in them DMs. You can get closer to the fan can get closer to the actual star.
Yes. Yes.
They don't care. They don't care.
So, what do you think of? And see, this is such an interesting conversation. We've got Dante with us today. Dante Diggz.
Yes.
He is busier than a fruit merchant out there. And if you see his content online, you will realize he is the original gerbil in the batting cage. Because holy smokes, some of these bitches that he is working with, holy fuck. So that's gonna get me put on a yellow list.
I love them and I love my life. I love all my. I didn't. Women I've worked with, I love them all.
The thing that I'm trying to figure out is I'm starting to deal with a lot more of these. Me and my business partner are dealing with more of these sites that are coming to us that are creating. They're doing like AI OnlyFans. And I'm like, I don't know. What do you think of all this AI stuff? Like, for instance, there is a site that we got turned on to the other day where you go in and you upload all the photos and you put all the stuff in. Well, then what you do is you read a script so it can learn your voice, and then you put in all your interests and all your stuff, and then you walk the fuck away. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to really go that far with the
Are you saying as far as posting, or? Cause I've heard people talk about posting, just grabbing quotes.
What they do, in fact, let me see if I can pull this up here. It is quite the deal. They basically what they do is they give you a script and you read it in your voice. Like if it's if let's say you and I had a chick that we were managing, we set up her account and then we stick her in front of it. She reads this script and then she walks away. And so anytime that these guys interact with her on this site, they're hearing her voice. They're seeing her texts. They're seeing all this stuff. But they never interact with her. They're interacting with an AI bot that is trained to be her. And I'm like, to me, that's a little shady.
All right. Damn. I want to grab my phone and try one real quick so I can tell you how it is. I was trying it. I was trying to call.
When we get off the air, I'm going to Twitter DM you this site. I want you to go look it up.
We knew it's all coming now. Come on now. Listen. We see them making videos of the presidential candidates. You know, they're rapping and shit. Bro, we knew this was coming. We knew this was coming.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, AI, at least in my opinion, AI is. I think AI needs to learn a little bit more, because I keep hearing from all these people about
some topics I want to research.
There's all these great videos and photos, and AI is doing all this stuff, and it's going to put Hollywood out of business. Oh my God, all this stuff. And so I started seeing a link the other day about Google Vivo or whatever, VO or VIO or whatever. And I'm like, Google VBIO or whatever the hell it's called. So I go in, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to have it generate a video. So I had it generate. I put in all my information. I put all the Jiggy Jaguar stuff. I put all my stuff in. I had links to me, all the stuff. And what I simply wanted was the President of the United States presenting Jiggy Jaguar with a Broadcaster of the Year award. And it popped it in there. And it was this video of Donald Trump presenting an award to this guy who I guess was Jiggy Jaguar. And he was a short black guy.
Yeah, fucked up.
And if anybody knows me and you're watching this broadcast, and as you can see on screen, I am not a short black guy. I'm short. I'm only 5'9".
So question.
But but
so that it's gonna have errors then. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's gonna have. What are the capabilities of it? What are the?
I think it'll get there. I think it'll get there to where here in a couple years. And I think that's the thing that I like about the porn industry is that I don't think the porn industry is ever going to fall into the AI trap part of this stuff, at least with that part of it, because everybody's got the 2257s, everybody's got the IDs, everybody's got all that. So I'm never going to be able to just pop in Dante Diggz and Jenna Jameson from 1989 or whatever, and it's going to give me this video of you guys fucking, and oh my God, because you don't have her documents, she doesn't have yours, and unless you're a time traveler like that guy at the Mike Tyson fight in 1985, that ain't going to work.
No, honestly, I've heard a lot of talk about AI. I just tell people, I feel certain people want to go down AI, the road to AI, the entire world. A lot of people is curious about it. It's a division, but a lot of people are curious. You know what I'm saying? They're using it as of right now. But I feel with us, as far as us striving to make our money, continue to make our money, it's going into live streaming. We're just gonna start live streaming. You can AI me, but like talking to me, and still AI, it can fool you at first. But after you continuously talk to it, you're gonna know something's wrong. You're gonna be like, whoa. Yeah, this isn't a normal person to have to live. It's not giving human vibes. It can give you a visual. Cause like just the other, I'm at a shoot house. We're done. Yeah. We just finished the entire weekend of shooting. I've been with content creators, shooting content creators and porn stars. But someone, his name's VR Hot Wife, and he literally just showed me what VR was. She fucked me up, blew my mind. I was like, oh my God. This is what VR sex looks like. Fuck VR. VR, I wasn't interested in VR. I'm like, man, I play regular video games. That shit, it didn't shock me. But what I'm into is that I put on the Oculus, and it was, that was Sierra Spunk. And I'm looking, and I'm like, it's him. He's the husband. He's him and Sierra Spunk. And I'm looking, and I'm like, bro, I'm in this shit. The only thing was he's white, I'm black, so it really didn't hit my mind. But I told him, I said, bro, if we were to make a Dante Diggz film in VR, and I'm the person with the recording, if somebody was to he's like, yeah, their minds can really actually, it's easier to tap in. It's more connecting to the mind than watching porn. Because I put that shit on, and I'm looking in the trees over here. I'm looking actually, like looking at stuff, and I'm like, wow, this shit is clear as fuck. I'm sitting here and she's riding. It's nice, but I like live streaming. I think live streaming will outbeat that because they can make
I think
AI,
it will too.
But they can't fake our personalities. They can't fake the real us. You know, the AIs are usually like very monotone.
Very much so.
Huh?
Very much so.
So it's like, the one thing about me why I did I always plan on live streaming and starting a YouTube channel starting next year. In porn, we never give our personality. We're acting. Yeah. They never really get to talk to us. So it's kind of, I mean, they can say how good Dante fucks or performs on camera, but they really don't know the personal me. So as I play, like when I like live stream, people that they tune in quick to my live streaming. I'm more relaxed. I'm in a setting. I'm at home having fun. I'm not working. I'm having fun, but I can also live stream. So yeah, but as far as I tell content creators, I tell them get into streaming, learn streaming. That is the future of our business, how we're going to thrive. You're going to be able to talk to people on real life time, answer them, engage with them, you know, and AI is just not going to make that gap. It could supplement. It could, if someone had to, yeah, you could use it and it could be cool to you, but it's not going to be a content creator getting on a live stream and engaging fans.
Yeah.
Tell them all, you got to get into that. That's what they want.
Yeah, there's a lot of I think you're right on that end with the whole live streaming thing, because there's a lot of people that's the attraction to live streaming. Is that I could talk to that chick right there. I can send her a token right there.
Yes. I can zap her lush. I have friends that live stream and listen, they have me rolling.
They have me rolling.
I have a friend that live streams her sleeping with a lush, and as you can know, yeah, she doesn't get sleep half the night.
That is amazing.
And she's making money. They're zapping the shit out of her. I'm like, what? These guys are killing. She's like, oh my god. So yeah, works perfect. But that's better engaging. You're gonna beat out AI. You're gonna actually give your fans what they want, and they actually know it's real. It's human to human connection. Because like I said, you can get. If I look at AI, I can look at him like, wow, that's real. But as soon as I look and it does that little stutter, like the eyes and the mouth don't connect up right,
yeah.
You look at it and you're like, oh, this is fake. This is fake. It instantly kills
this
everything.
Is fake.
Kills everything.
This looks like a work. Fuck that.
I'm looking at my favorite performer. As soon as I know it's fake, I'm like, you just killed that, But
yeah,
I think it's worth looking into. Just to get an understanding of it.
Well, this has been a treat. You have been just amazing today.
Thank
you.
Dante,
before we let you go, how in the world do we get a hold of you online?
You can hit me up on Instagram at Dante Diggz, Dante Diggz 99, DanteDiggz 99. On Twitter, Dante Diggz, spelled straight out, DanteDiggz. I'm on TikTok, that's DDiggs69. Check it out. And if they want to go to my streaming side, as far as my Twitch, my TikTok, my Kick, that's DDigz99. I just keep it all 99. That's my.
Well, and I believe you just got recently nominated for an Urban X Award.
Yes, they just put out the nominations. Pro-Am Male Performer of the Year.
I think that's badass. You definitely deserve it. You're a heck of a nice guy, and thanks for making some time for us today. This has been a blast, and I hope to do this again, my friend.
No, we definitely will. We definitely. I had fun, honestly. I'm just out here in the sun, just taking it in the breeze.
That's right.
I'm relaxing.
That's right.
I shot like 6 scenes this weekend, so I'm just relaxing for the rest of the day.
Well, I'll tell you, you are amazing. I am going to send you this link to this thing, so you can go check this out and see just what the hell is going on over there.
I want to see. Send me your video also. Send me your video that you made. I want to see that when you were talking about. You was like, oh yeah. Getting the award.
I'll send you that. I'll send you that shit. Oh, I'll send you the thing of Trumpy presenting what AI believes to be Jigman fraud.
Why didn't it look you up?
This is the thing. I put all the information in. I put the websites. I put my photos. I put everything in there because I learned years ago. We were sitting, and this is kind of interesting. our very first shoot content house that we went to in New Jersey, of all places, years and years ago. I was sitting one night chatting with Flourish one night, and he was telling me about AI. We were just bullshitting about AI. And he was like, here's the thing with AI. He goes, you have to, it wants to learn. So you have to put things into it. So like if you were wanting to, like, I don't know, let's say you had your OnlyFans and you were doing, you know, the thing that all these guys love to do, the girlfriend experience or the boyfriend experience or whatever. Well, every day you've got this photo, you've got a daily photo that posts, and it's a good morning message from Dante Diggz to his girlfriends or whatever. Okay, well, in order for you to do that, you're not obviously, you've got the photos, but you're not obviously going to sit around and come up with 30 different captions every day. So you decide you're going to bring in AI to help you with it. So what you do is you open up one of the AI things, Chat GPT or whatever the fuck it is, and you put in generate 30 good morning messages from Dante Diggz to his girlfriends on his social media platform, and include these personality traits from Dante Diggz. And then you put in what your personality traits are, what you think these tweets or these posts should have.
AI is a sponge.
And that's the thing, is that I did all that with this thing.
Okay,
I said Jiggy Jaguar, and I put in links to my photos. I put links into some of our YouTube stuff. I put in my website. Did all the shit.
It just didn't click. It just didn't make that
and
connection.
It just did not click. Now, I will have to say, the guy that Trump presented the award to, if I had that guy going around doing stuff as Jiggy Jaguar, I'd probably be a little bit more successful with the ladies. However, the dumpy the dumpy white guy that you see before you is unfortunately Jiggy Jaguar. So, but I am gonna send you. I'm gonna send you the video.
Here, who it is? I want to for myself.
I'm gonna send you the video. I'm gonna send you this link to this AI porn site so you can go look this up because it's some scary shit. And you'll have to look that over and then tweet DM me a response because I would love to hear your response.
I want to look at it. I want to check it out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have no problem with AI.
No,
okay,
I'll tell you, AI does some amazing stuff. I will have to say that, like with Chat GPT, I have run all sorts of things through there. Like, there has been several times where because of this, not this show, but some of my other shows that I do, my political show and my business show and some of the other shows that I do, there's a lot of times I have these guest bookers, and they will have various guests who have a book. But I've already interviewed the guest about their book. But they want to book the guest on next week to come on and talk about whatever the hell that's in the news. And I'll have them on. But they talk about that thing for 5 minutes. Well, I've got a 15-minute slot, so I got to fill 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. So what I'll do is I'll go into ChatGPT and I'll say, generate me 10 questions for, James Thorpe and his latest book about why Trump is the greatest president ever or whatever the fuck. And it'll generate it.
Damn.
And then I'll just do my thing. So, like, I'll be like, well, we got James Thorpe on. He's the author of blah, blah, blah. And then I read his question. Now, at the end of it, he goes through and he's like, oh, that's a great question. Thanks for asking that great question. And AI will go find this guy's book. And it will do the questions. Now, I've also done the other side of things with AI, where I'll be like, generate me questions for James Thorpe, the author of, Why Trump is the Greatest President Ever, but have it from the perspective that I'm an anti-Trumper, and it'll generate those questions. And so I could interview this guy as, oh, you're the greatest author ever and I love Trump. Or I can interview him from the thing of, that Trump, he's kind of a moron. I can interview this guy using AI from two different perspectives. And it's two different interviews.
Yeah, in the future, AI. I'm never against AI. I'm never against technology. I'm never against progression of humanity, society, whatever. I just love to see discoveries. I love to see progression, business.
Yes.
But I honestly feel like I'm that type of person that I'd rather take the hard work.
I can almost guarantee you. Yes. Like
AI make a lot of people stop thinking.
Yes. And that's the thing, is that there are people now. AI has gotten one of the things, AI might not be able to generate, a goofy little video of me and Trump so I can put it up on TikTok and go, look at this, ha ha ha, or whatever the fuck. But AI has gotten really smart at one thing, and that's academic work. Because these motherfuckers don't want to study for their term papers. They don't want to write their term papers. So what they do is they go in, and we all know what they're doing. Like, for instance, if we're talking about personal training, okay? Somebody is taking an exercise science course at a college, and they're like, I don't really want to write a thesis on, something to do with personal training, so I'll just...
Didn't they outlaw that, though? I heard
this is the thing.
I can prove it.
See, that's the thing. How do you prove it? I will have to say that I have used AI on a couple of occasions fairly recently. There was a buddy of mine a couple years ago. He was this old little boxing coach who worked out at a gym that I worked out with in the morning. And all this guy did, he's like 70 years old. He's tougher than shoe leather. And this guy knows more about boxing than most people have forgotten. Yeah. And all he did every day was he would come in and he would teach these little homeschool kids how to lift weights and box. And then in between sets, they'd go over Bible verses. And it just so cool to watch him work with these kids. Well, one day, some fucking idiot who's watching them from across the gym, we all know where I'm going, goes and turns this guy in to management. He's like, I don't think they should be talking about the Bible. Burr, 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 burr. Now, keep in mind, they did this at a YMCA. By the way, the first 3 letters in YMCA are Young Men's Christian Association. So
it is.
They throw this guy out. And I go in one day, and these homeschool kids are in there deadlifting, and they're like deadlifting like 300-400 pounds. I'm like, Jesus Christ. and I can't even get off the couch. You guys are deadlifting 300 pounds. But, and they were like, well, yeah, they threw Ken out today. And I'm like, So I go, and I start talking to a couple different, boxing guys that I know and kickboxing guys. And they're all like, if you could get me a complaint letter, I'll email it to the Y. And I'm like, this is a good use of ChatGPT. So I go in, and I'm like, ChatGPT, generate me 7 complaint letters, and I put all the stuff together. And it generated me 7 letters. I sent them to all my kickboxing and boxing buddies. They sent them to this YMCA. Ken had his membership back by noon. So ChatGPT does do some good stuff, but
that's how the world is. Like the actual gun, the actual creation of a gun. It's all about the person using it, what they use it for, and what they plan on using it with. The intention, I would say.
There you go.
Fuck around, there's some devious people out here. Yeah, they probably using ChatGPT for some devious shit.
Oh, you can better believe it.
we're using it to get ahead, to help us take off a workload. It's just I'm a creative person.
Well, that too.
If you go down my mini vids, I'm gonna say like I know I don't have. If I probably maybe have one or two. I have over 400 videos released. I know more than 5. If I have like forgot about a title, because I went down. I do personal training. I've seen one like similar to another title, but I make all my titles. I write all my like.
And see that's the thing.
I like to create. I don't want to start using something else that's gonna make me not use my creative skills, because if I stop, you lose it. That's how your mind works. So I'm kind of scared. I'll be the one to use it and still do natural things on my own. I like it. Like I'm like that. I'm weird like that.
And see that's the thing. And there are people, and this is where it gets into the weirdness of AI. For instance, I was just looking at my mani vids here. We've got, if the computer will go and let me do this, we got like 231 videos up there from the last couple years, and there's probably 5 or 6 of these videos where I got lazy and I had ChatGPT generate me a title and a description. But guess what? Those 5 or 6 videos don't sell as well as the ones where I came up with, and I took the time to do the description and do the title. So I'm like, okay, guys.
You said it. I agree with you 100%. A lot of people might not, but I feel in this world, when we create
proof's in the pudding, baby.
The more organic you are, and I'll also tell that with porn content, however you want to say it.
Yep.
The more you can make your performance authentic, you're gonna grab more captivation from people. They can't stop looking at it. It's real. They want to see the real. The fake, you remember I said, like, once you see that AI does that double twitch and like, oh, that shit isn't even real. I can't even talk to it.
That shit's not even real, he said.
It's not even real. I'm looking at her like, nah, oh my God, her tits are nice. Oh, she's not even real. I can't even touch them. And you just lose instant interest. But also, this is the thing. Those, like, once men, let's say, okay, they use, can the AIs get topless? Like, can they make them topless? Like, the AI's topless. Dude's looking at tits. The AI sitting there talking to him. It looks like the girl that they're trying to talk to. The reason that they're gonna destroy their platforms and fuck up human connections. That's entrepreneurship now.
Yep.
Once that guy sees that shit, he knows he does not have a chance of talk. You're better off using someone that has no visuals, just typing, and they're in India or China and they're freelance somewhere. You're just having them work your site instead of using a fake robot to get on there, show those people that it's fake, and they're never gonna want to actually spend money with you again. Because what is the reason for fans talking to us? They have a fantasy about us. They want to actually be able to.
And that's it. That's what you're doing. You're selling the fantasy. Fuck.
They're gonna listen. They're gonna have AI.
It should be easy to do.
Meet me at Exotic. I will be at Exotic, bro. You can touch it. You can actually touch this. You can touch it. Yeah, I'll be at Exotica, and I'm just the live stream, the actual interaction. That's where the money of the future of this industry is. You can't be stuck up. You got to cater to people, and you got to. I try to tell content creators, even performers of all paths of the industry, man, your fans are what's making you who you are. You know what I'm saying? Are you still there?
Yep, I still got you, baby. We're still here.
No, blacked out. But no, I tell them, because when I go to Exoticas, I go to events, I'm always in Dante mode. I'm always ready to engage my fans. I'm honored to see a person actually says, like, they watched me. I'm one of their favorite porn stars. That shit lights up my day.
You know what's funny, and this will be a good way to end this. My significant other and I, when we first started doing the whole content porn thing, she wanted to do swinging and I wanted to do porn, and we made the agreement we'd do both, which is, I always tell everybody, never do that. Don't ever do that. Don't do it at once. Pick one and go with it.
You gotta have me come back. We got so much we can do this for hours.
And we could. and one of the things that she was playing the part, and she was going and doing the shoots, and she was having a good time. But it wasn't until she went to an Exotica one time and she had fans recognize, and all of a sudden she is all in. No, that is.
Can I say one more? Okay, about the lifestyle. It's two things really.
Yes.
Lifestyle. I'm just gonna say, Vixen, wifey. We're there. We're in there. So now, about the Exotica, I went to my 2022 Miami Exotica. I was not going to be there because a very big name caught COVID, canceled on me. I fell inside of one of those, like a rut. Like, man, fuck this. I'm tired of all this shit. I'm tired of the whole day. I'm not going to that event. Just so happens, I have I joke about this. Dante Diggz, I have my real self, I was given a birth name, Dante Diggz, not my real name, but hey, it is what it is. But we are performers, and we have to move in that capacity to our fans of it's a brand, it's a job, and it's on 24/7. Because I always tell everybody, you never know when a fan has an eye on you. So I ended up going to an Exotica that I wasn't supposed to go to. I woke up just enough time to drive from Fort Lauderdale to Miami to make it on time. I ran in 2022. It's hot as hell. People are sweating. No one recognized me. And it was odd to me. Like as a content creator in your second year, you're waiting for someone to actually, hey, I recognize you. So I was just walking around being myself. They didn't recognize me because they don't know how I look with my clothes on. The second I took off my hat and took off my shirt, the entire place just erupted. And it just went crazy. So I guess, I don't know, it's just being recognized. Yeah, it gives you motivation. It gives you recognition, I would say.
Yep.
Most definitely. So, yeah. But
that's just how it is. Well, you are amazing. This has been fun.
Thank
we
you.
Definitely are going to do this again. And we could do a part 2 fairly easily, sir. Dante Diggz has been our guest. Find him on social media. Find him all over the place. He is busier than a ferret in a jello fight. And Dante, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, sir.
All right. You too.
Appreciate it. Thank you, baby. There he goes. That is Dante Diggz with us today here on our big broadcast. And that wraps it up here for this edition of Fucking Around with Porn Stars. DL Live, of course, twitching on the Twitch. We thank you for paying attention to us as long as you did. And if you didn't like what you hear, thanks for paying attention for as long as you did. That is that.